In Habashi. I'm in grade 10 E4, Mr. Ernest's English class, and I'll be telling the story about the prince and his fate that took place in Egypt. Once upon a time, a king and a queen ruled over a great country at the banks of the Nile River. The king and the queen bore a new baby prince. They were so happy because it was their first baby. So they said, "We want to have a huge party for the baby to welcome him because he is now Egypt's prince." They invited the fairies and the princesses and the queens and the kings and everyone in the great country of Egypt. On the day of the party, the fairies came to the king and told him, "Oh king, the baby is adorable, but we have to tell you something. He is bound to die from a crocodile." The king didn't understand and got worried. "If we can't find anything, then we will do as follows. We will build a huge tower and let the prince live there for the rest of his life." So the queen told him, "Okay, but we have to put all the toys that any boy would ever want in this tower." So they put cubes and balls and Lego and stuffed animals However, after a while, the prince got older and said to his dad, "Daddy, I'm bored. I would rather die from a crocodile than live alone in this tower and live bored and have no friends." Because the king loved his son, he told him, Okay, prince, I will do as you want." He lived out of the tower a regular life, and when he got older, he fell in love with a beautiful princess. They got married and loved each other. One day, the prince was walking next to the Nile River, and then he found something in the river that looked like a branch. But then he looked closely, and suddenly he saw it moving. And then after this branch came out of the water, the prince noticed that it wasn't a branch. It was a crocodile. The crocodile told the prince, "Ha ha ha, you couldn't run from me. I am your fate, and whenever you'll go, I will go." The crocodile told the prince, "But there is one thing that you can do. I will give you a challenge. I will give you something to do, and if you do it, I won't kill you. But if you don't do it, I will have to eat you all up. Yum, yum, yum." The prince got scared, and he told the crocodile, "Well, tell me your challenge." The crocodile said, "Okay, prince, you will have to dig a hole in the sand and pour water in it, and the water has to stay in the hole for at least 5 minutes." The king went back to his princess and told her, "My godmother told me that if I go to the Sahara Desert and keep going and going and going, I will find a hill. And on this hill, there will be a beautiful flower with leaves. Now, if I take these leaves and put them in the hole, then the water won't dry out." She rode her horse, and they went through to the desert. It was really hot, and the princess was sweating. The long adventure was really hard. So she kept going and going and going with her horse, and finally she found the hill. She was really happy. She will finally go and get the leaves, eat. And finally, she reached the leaves. She took 4 leaves from the flower and went down the hill and went back to her prince. So the prince took the leaves from the princess and put it in the hole and then poured water. And the water didn't dry out. Oh, princess, you are the love of my life because you saved me. You were stronger than my fate. You are the wisest and strongest princess in the world because you defeated my fate. He kissed his princess and they lived happily ever after. The end.